Hi, this is Paul Sakis, Canoes Broadcast. I'm here at the Wildlife Rescue Center of the Hamptons 10th Anniversary Center Winter Soiree Celebration at the Volstead at 125 East 54th Street. I'm with, I believe, the Executive Director.
Ginny Ferrati.
And you're with the organization as a...
Executive Director.
I had it right, okay. Well, I'm always amazed if I actually did something correct. And your name, Marshall?
Marshall Dornfeld.
Okay, Marshall, and you're?
I'm an advisor to the president of the board.
Okay, marvelous. All right, congratulations. Animals and animals in the, are there other animals in the Hamptons and they're running around and we need to help them. And why is that?
A lot of, as development increases on the east end of Long Island, wildlife become more and more in conflict with people. They get hit by cars, they hit windows, cats even get them. So we feel we owe it to our wild neighbors to help them when they're injured. We pick them up, we provide rescue services, rehabilitation services, we get them veterinary care, give them medicine and pain medicine, whatever they need, and we do everything we can to get them back into the wild.
So how can people help your organization do that very important good work?
We like to have volunteers and our donors. Actually, we receive no government funding at all for this. You would think that the government would help with its wildlife, but they don't. So all our money comes from financial contributions, donations, events like this. And we also have a bank of about 25 volunteers that come in and give a 3-hour shift a week, and it can be very rewarding. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I imagine it is. I happen to have a place in Montauk, and I happen to know that there's this guy, Teddy Roosevelt. And Teddy, I believe, had the oldest cattle ranch, and it's in Montauk, the end of Long Island, the end or the beginning. We call it the beginning,
That's right? That's right.
How'd you get involved, Marshall?
I got involved about 10 years ago when we rescued our first animal. And it was a dove, and it was released at a ceremony, and we had no place to go. So we found Ginny, and ever since then, we've been involved in rescues and fundraising, helping any way we really can, because it's a great organization. And we're the only 24/7 wildlife hospital on the east end of Long Island, and it's totally accessible to all animals in need. And it is just a great, great place. So 728 Wild. So anybody who ever comes across any animal that's injured in any way can contact us.
Are you different than a veterinarian, or do you have veterinarians? How do you differentiate yourself?
We have veterinarians on our board of directors. We have 4 or 5 consulting veterinarians. Veterinarians come into the center. They do rounds and supervise our medical care. Pretty much what we do. We're like wildlife nurses. We provide the very basic first aid, stabilization, treat for shock, bandage any broken bones, and mobilize them, and then we get them to the veterinarian when the situations are more complicated.
Now, what kind of animals are we speaking about here? Predominantly, let's say.
Anything that's native to Long Island. We get in a lot of songbirds. There's gulls, there's Canada geese that have been, and mallards that have been shot by hunters, not retrieved. We get in deer with the same situations. A lot of songbirds, birds of prey too. A lot of birds of prey get hit by cars, break their wings, and turtles. We get eastern box turtles too. As we mess up their habitat, more and more things happen to them. You know, they have no place left to go, and they become more and more in conflict with people. Just people living their everyday lives. You know.
I think it's interesting. I had the good fortune to start a series called the Nature Series on PBS many years ago. And I guess the real reality is that every time we build anywhere, we're sort of messing up something, right, nature-wise.
No, that's absolutely right. And at the Wildlife Rescue Center, last year we had about 10,000 calls. And there were about 4,000 field rescues and about 1,500 animals that were admitted into our hospital. And it's a full hospital, full-service hospital with X-ray machines and as far as laboratory equipment and anything that you would expect for a patient to be healed with. And we have that available, and we're a real resource for Long Island, and we're very proud of that.
And it's important to take care of the animals in the sense of the ocean erosion and taking care of the animals that are right on the perimeter of the island. Are you mainly also just in the North Fork, or do you handle the South Fork as well?
both North Fork and South Fork. Actually, the whole entire east end of Long Island we handle. We need to have a federal permit for the rehabilitation of migratory birds, and we're the only center that at this time that has that capability.
Have we ever gotten a seal or a whale or a shark? I know they love sharks going out there. And do we ever get that type of fish at your place?
No, actually, marine mammals are handled by, there's the Riverhead Marine Mammal Research Center. So it's something we would get the call, we would just pass it along.
And how about, the everyday cats and dogs?
We have to refer those to like veterinary hospitals or animal shelters. One of the main reasons it makes us different, and maybe it's a challenge, is a lot of people their hearts are with dogs and cats. They love them back. Wildlife doesn't love you back, and it takes a special person to care about wildlife enough to help them when they don't like you back. It's a challenge. But our main goal is like seeing them released into the wild, and sometimes they do look back, and you swear they are thanking you for it.
Tell our audience that.
It's interesting, when you're rescuing an animal, they don't know what your intentions are. So as a result, they think that maybe, they may be in danger. And after you have the ability to rescue them and to really heal them and help them to be able to release back in the wild, it's something that's very, very gratifying and very rewarding.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm under the belief that animals are people too. And we're all in this together. In fact, I'm a pet minister. Should you ever need help in that regard, because it's sacred. Animals are very, very sacred, and without animals, this planet would be actually quite a different. We wouldn't have pollination. I mean, let's think about it. We wouldn't have any food. We wouldn't have, the wouldn't haves is a big list, I imagine.
I know people come to the East End because it's so beautiful, and what makes the East End so beautiful is to see the sound of the gulls making their beautiful noise as they fly over the ocean, and seeing the occasional deer walk across your yard, and the beautiful snowy scene. People come out here to enjoy the beauty. We feel that wildlife is a big part of it. And as far as them feeling pain, they feel the same amount of pain, the same fear as people do. Before we opened our doors, people didn't know where to call, and they would just lay there and languish. It's a terrible situation.
It's a great, wonderful, wonderful thing. Thank you for doing it. Last quick question. What's good news for you, Marshall?
I'm sorry?
Good news. What's good news for you?
Good news is being able to rescue an animal that's in distress and being able to do everything we can to help the wildlife and to the nature in Long Island, as well as anywhere else we can. And we're happy whenever anybody in the community can help us do that. And the way they can do it is to call 631-728-WILD, and if they see any animal in distress, we're here to help 24/7.
Good man. And for you, good news?
Good news is this wonderful party we're having, and it's just heartwarming to see the people that come out and support us.
Congratulations. Thank you very much, both of you.
Thank you.